pits we've dug, where we're going to be installing the pan lysimeter, which is this silver box here. It's made of stainless steel. On the top is a stainless steel mesh plate that allows water to flow in. We have a vacuum tube and a sampling tube, where at the control box we're applying a vacuum which allows the water to be pulled out of the soil as it's draining through and enter the lysimeter box here. We have a vacuum line pulls the vacuum, and the sample line allows us to draw the sample where we collect our water samples to be sent in for analysis, as well as to measure the volume of water we're collecting. These soils are pretty sandy. This field's been worked for many years, so we have what we're calling the AP horizon. It's anywhere from about 1.5 to 2.5 feet. That's this darker topsoil here. And we wanted to get below that, below where any roots might be coming, and into this sandier D horizon here, where the color change happens. So we set it below the AP horizon and into this sandier D horizon line. So these are our soil moisture probes. So we have them at 2 different depths, which can allow us to see the wetting and drying of the soil. So at 2 different depths here, we can measure the moisture at any given point here. And all of this goes back to our control boxes, which control and power everything in the setup. So we're at our control box here. This is what powers and controls the lysimeters. So each one of these boxes controls 2 lysimeters, which are out into the field a ways. So they're powered by solar. We'll open up the box here. So inside each of these you have our battery, which is powered by our solar panel. We have our data logger and control, which controls the program, which applies the suction and measures that suction. We have our relay switches, which switches that suction or sample line between the 2 lysimeters that each one controls. And so the tubing runs out to the lysimeter. There's 1 vacuum line and 1 sample line that goes out to each of the boxes. So here's where our samples are collected from. And so you unplug the top of these tubes. We have the smaller diameter tube inside the larger diameter for protection. And we use a pump and connect to that and draw our sample to be analyzed. So that's the basic setup here. In this particular field, we have 8 lysimeters with 4 control boxes, each one controlling 2. So we have this setup here with 2, and then down a ways in the field is our other setup where we'll have our control and treatment. So right now we're out here filling in our pits we've dug and trenches that we've dug to run the sample and vacuum lines out to where the lysimeters are buried. The important thing is to get these things deep enough into the ground that it's not going to affect any equipment or any of the management that's happening out here. So we want to get below that plow layer. We trenched out the lines. Each of the sample and vacuum lines are placed into PVC kind of conduit to protect them. Then we dug the holes, which is where we buried the lysimeters. As we dug the pits, we were very careful in separating that A layer and the lower sand layer, so that when we go to fill them back in, everything's placed as it was found. So we're out here filling in these holes and getting ready to turn the machines on.